Okay, and welcome. Here we are for another cast for StarCastTV. I'm WorldBlue, and joining me is my co-caster Shroom of Doom, and we are here casting a best of 7, and it's between Rush and Soma, and we are in Game 7, so we are playing this match on Gladiator, and we have Rush spawning in the bottom left as the blue Terran, and we have Soma in the top right as the green Zerg.
Yeah, Gladiator, it's one of those maps, man. It's kind of like a spindle, you know what I mean? It's kind of like a wheel with spokes, if that's kind of right, with bases like on like the rim of the wheel. Yeah, I mean, Gladiator, oh man, I hate these maps, man. I haven't played this map in a while myself, actually, to be honest. If I recall, there's like high grounds or something, right? Like on the spokes would be like high ground.
Yeah, exactly. Like spokes to a wheel are various high grounds throughout the map. It looks like Rush is sending out an early SCV here again, trying to wall his nat. So what did we see when he walled his nat before? It was pretty standard that he ended up coming out with, right? So it looks like he's going to look for another wall here, not in early racks, but play more defensively and maybe take a fast command center.
Yeah. Well, I actually like this wall he's making in this position. You have to remember, this is the low ground main as well, right? I guess it's not that big of a deal for in TvZ, because if it was like TVP or something, right, it would be just a big deal, right? Because Protoss can camp the top of your ramp, but no, it's still nice to have a wall going into it. Okay, looks like Soma going for that 12 hatch again. Totally standard, right? It's not, nothing fancy coming out right now. Scouting drone is coming out, so he's gonna scout bottom right, and then finally bottom left. A little bit lucky for Rush, since he will get scouted last, and I do think the wall will actually be done before the drone can get to his base, so he won't be able to see what Rush is going. Soma, I mean.
Yeah, that's just another benefit of walling. We can see here the fact that Rush hasn't taken his gas. Looks like he's gonna go for that fast command center either on like 15 or 17 supply here, depending how many depots he builds. So it looks like it will be on 17 supply most likely. Pretty standard builds from both players. It looks like again 2-hatch Muta coming out from Soma. He did take that early gas. At least it will be 2-hatch play, but let's not rule out that he goes for a fast lurker play, as we've seen him do that a couple times in this series.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, Soma, Soma, he's a great Zerg. I mean, he can do either build Mutas or the lurkers really well. I mean, I just kind of do feel like, though, that, like, if you do go lurker as a Zerg, if the Terran does scout it and prepares for it early, it kind of feels like you're really behind, like, if you can't get any damage done. I mean, it's the same with Mutalist, but it feels like it's less flexible than Mutalist, if you know what I mean, right? It gets... If you hold it as a Terran, it's more hard counted than, say, if you're not able to do that much damage with the Mutalist, right? And I just think that's by nature of the unit, right? The Mutalist is so mobile, while the lurkers aren't. And let's see what's gonna happen. I do think well, okay, you know what? Rush is gonna come in. He's gonna see everything. I do think Soma is gonna go for Mutalist actually this time, because we would have seen the Den come down then, right? If it was gonna be high for this. Obviously, you don't need a lair before you build the Hydra's Den, right? So you want to time the Den with the lair to get the upgrade right away, right? It's going to need a lurker upgrade that requires a lair.
Yeah, so it looks like there will not be lurkers this game, but instead maybe a fast Spire coming out for Soma. But like you were mentioning, Rush is going to get a complete scout off, which is so important for Terran to determine what the Zerg is doing with that early tech. But going back to your earlier point, I think, especially if you go 2-hatchery lurker, you really do need to get some kind of damage done, because you're delaying your eco, and you're getting kind of not exactly the tech you want, because you will want to build a Spire eventually anyway. Here we see Soma is dropping that 3rd hatchery, trying to take another nat actually. So this is kind of a normal play for Zerg at this timing, but knowing this, he's got to worry about an early pressure from Terran, because Terran is pushing out now with 1 medic, 1 fire bat, and around 6 marines. So He's got enough to force these Lings back and potentially force out some Sunkens here. We do see one creep colony going down at the Zergnat. And this is a benefit of walling. So these Zerglings were trying to pull off a run by, and they're just getting completely shut down by this wall. But they are forcing back the Terran somewhat, forcing him to kind of push and then retreat. So they've kind of done their damage just by delaying this Marine Medic force.
Right.
That being said, they're heading down to this. They're stimming and heading to this third base, which is scouted, and there's a bunker going up over there.
Oh, if Rush can cancel this third, it would be huge. And he does. He forces a cancel on the drone. I mean, that was huge.
Yeah, he does force the cancel on the third, and he even is able to cancel his bunker. So Terran showing some of their imbiness and denying this third base. Yes, canceling bunkers is huge.
Yeah, we've got a value Terran right here. All right, but what we do see from Soma, the Mutalisk coming across the map, he will be able to intercept this tiny group of Marines. And
yeah, I wonder if it was worth it. He's basically sacrificed this Marine Medic group, but he has denied or delayed this third base. But he does lose all these early Marine Medics, so the Mutalisks are going to be even more dangerous here. Some turrets being finished, some Marines out already, and 4 racks up for Rush. So he should be able to defend against his Mutalisks as long as he gets all his turrets up that he needs. Only one defending that main resource line.
yeah, I do think Rush is going to be okay. He looks, yeah, he has his turrets up. He has 4 racks production, right? That's always good. I mean, like one of the scary things about like two-hatch Mutalisk play is if you don't have enough barracks. Like, let's say you only get 2 barracks, like try to tech. If you lose a Marine ball, it's over, right? But with 4 racks, you can sustain enough like army to kind of like trade a bit and still be okay, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so going back to your earlier thing, was it worth it denying the third? I think it's paid off. Like, he lost that ball, but he wasn't really punished for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
It,
agree.
so.
He managed to survive that little timing where he didn't really have too many bio units out. Now we see Soma is actually double expanding, so he did get denied on his third for a little while, but he's taken a third now, and he's at his mineral only, and he's taking a 4th base, which is just now finishing up. So he is going to be able to get that 3rd gas. But Rush, I think perhaps knowing this or sensing this, putting more Marine and Medics out on the map, trying to get some more pressure onto the Zerg, and maybe slow down Zerg from teching or droning up here, and potentially forcing Zerg to defend his expansions instead of being so aggressive with his Mutalisks. He does get a nice pickup, killing those 4 Marines, and he's actually camping this production spawn and killing every unit before they reach the rally point, which is very effective.
Yeah, those were, yeah. I was just about to say that those were some good pickups for Soma, but I think he stayed a little bit too long. He did lose a couple of 3 meters, but yeah, there's a small hit squad, right?
Yeah, he tried to split off a hit squad. I didn't see how much damage it did. It looked like they just got picked off pretty easily by Soma. So that's kind of a dangerous move from Rush, considering he is already low on Marine Medic. To throw off a little group, it's a risk, and it didn't really pay off there for Rush.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's trying to replicate that game where he sent like a couple Marines in and just killed like 50 drones, man. But I think Soma's aware of it, man. He's like, he's not gonna let that happen again, right?
Well, one of the big things is when he did get that Marine Medic. Well, when he did get that Marine hit squad, and it was so effective. It was a lurker play. It was a 2-hatch lurker bust that he actually defended. And so the lurkers being so forward allowed the Marines to sneak by and do a lot of damage. But now that there's Mutalisks out, it's really hard to sneak any amount of Marines past the Mutalisks and the Overlord spotters and actually get on top of a Zerg drone line.
Yeah. Soma has beautiful map like vision. He's got like Overlords and like Lings placed basically perfectly in the map. He will be able to see any direction that Rush tries to come out on the map with, right? So it's really good vision, man. And, yeah, we see the Marine Mutalist dance continue. I'm not sure if someone will try to get on top of these Marines. He's got a squad of Zerglings, but I don't think it's enough to actually kill this entire ball. Man, old school, coming on a rush. You see the tank and the two vessels. He's gonna go for that like what was like the three tank timing with vessels or something like that, right?
Yeah, he might try to hit timing before Darkstorm comes out again. He's got a few vessels, he's got tanks with siege mode on the way, and he's got a nice group of Marine Medic to fend off these Mutalists for now. That being said, Soma is getting a hive now, but it might be a little too late. He's going to have to defend this push, I think, with Lurkers and Lings, because usually the Terran pushes out around this time, around 10:30, so this is pre-hive timing. Zerg sometimes rush for hive a little faster, but Rush must know, as long as the hive is not finished, he doesn't really have to do any pushes. Here comes some Lurkers down. So he's got a good group of Lurkers out with this Mutalisk flock.
Yeah. I mean, Rush doesn't have to push, obviously, but I kind of feel like he wants to, since he's got like these siege tanks. And yeah, you see, he was waiting for a 3 tank, you know what I was saying, a 3 tank push. Really old school play. It's designed to punish like Zerg. You don't go fast hive. You see, I mean, Soma's hive might be finishing in just a moment, but he still has to get the Defiler mount. He still has to get consumed, so he's not going to get Darkstorm for ages. So this is the timing for Rush to get something done.
Yeah, Soma looking like he's going to posture for a counterattack here, maybe trying to just delay Rush, and he is forcing Rush back to try to defend that main. So this is a good move for Soma. This is the way he's going to have to buy himself some time. But maybe he'll just go for it here. He sees these Lings out ahead. He gets his Lurkers. Wow, what a bloodbath that was. So many Lings, so many Marines going down. But after that engage, you know, Soma looks like he took the worst of that. He doesn't have any Lings left. He lost a few Lurkers. And these 3 tanks are still out there. The science vessels are still out there. And the Marine Medic ball is definitely big enough to cause some problems for Soma here.
Yeah. Man, it's such a treat to see this build. I mean, this 3 tank like push build, dude. This goes back to like I don't know, like 2011, 2012. I want to say. Don't quote me on it. I might be wrong, but this build is old, man. It's designed to like punish Zerg.
Yeah, this is like the old, like you're saying, very old school play. Okay, these Marines are grouped up. Oh, he loses about a group of Marines there to some Lurker spines. But that being said, the tanks are still out there, and they're just doing so much work with these science vessels. They're working in such good unison here. The Lings trying to get on top of these tanks, but actually without any tank splash, the Lings are not trading so good against those tanks. And here comes actually a lot of Hydralisks trying to force back this Marines and tanks, but he has whittled down the Terran army, so if he can try to trap this army before Rush is able to reinforce it, maybe he can hold on here. Here come a bunch of Lings, so Soma understanding how much trouble he's in, just spamming out units right now.
Well done. Yeah, well done by Soma. Well done by Soma. He held the push. Yeah, he held the push. Oh, I don't know if he was intending to build like a what was it, like I can't believe I forgot what it was called. The Defiler Mound. Yeah, see, the Defiler Mound is starting right now, but I saw that he had a drone position there forever. He might have actually like forgot, like, you know what I mean, or he clicked it and he ran out of the gas or something.
Yeah.
Usually you'd want then the mound start building at the same time you're holding this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think there was a little bit of a mistake. You know, he just forgot to think the mound started.
I think it's like you said, he ran out of gas, and maybe that drone was just idling there, and he maybe didn't check up on it quick enough. But he's checked up on it now. He's built that Defiler mound, so there's the scan seeing exactly the timing on that mound. So maybe Rush will try for another push here, knowing, again, Consume is at least a couple minutes away. He has to start upgrading it pretty soon now. Soma does.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as long as the Zerg, like, they don't have Swarm, you know, if you have a big army as Terran, as long as the Zerg doesn't have Swarm, definitely you can make something happen. You can go for a push. I'm actually quite surprised that Rush continuing to make siege tanks. I mean, I mean, siege tanks aren't bad. Don't get me wrong, but like their utility of siege tanks kind of falls off in the late game when Swarm comes out. You know, so you don't like. So I'm kind of surprised about. But like, that being said, in the ultra late game,
Yeah.
like get more bases. There is a style where you can just build a couple factories in your expansions and build a billion tanks. That will secure your outer lying like bases, right?
Yeah, I think that's actually a great move in the late game, especially if you're going with this old style while you already have siege tanks in siege mode upgraded. You may as well keep pumping the siege tanks because they are so effective in the super late game. They're very cost efficient and they can defend expansions so well, especially when combined with marine medic forces that kind of give you more map control. But Rush setting up his 4th base now, and he's got another factory defending that mineral-only base that he's already set up. So Rush is posturing to be more defensive with these tanks, and he's already got a good group of science vessels. So with all those science vessels out and the siege tanks, his army looks pretty scary, and he is pushing over to the bottom, maybe trying to posture like he's pushing into Soma's base. So Soma's got to play defensive here, and Soma knows it's coming, this attack through the bottom right. Soma has some defilers out now. Looks like they have Consume maybe. Let's see.
No, Consume is not done yet. I was just about to point that out to you. Like this late mound might have cost them the game, man. Like like look at their armies, man. Like Rush's army is huge. 2-2 on that infantry, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like Zerg does have like +2 carapace, but like.
There's a lot of science vessels here. Losing a couple there. So here's Swarm, and it's gonna force the Terran back. And like you said, now the siege tanks do lose quite a bit of their efficiency. Lurkers and defilers being a lot more effective against them. But there is a nice amount of fire bats here under this Dark Swarm. Maybe they can get some damage done here.
Using the Swarm to his advantage. Alright, yeah, now Consume is definitely done now, so the Zerg he's got a little bit of a room to breathe, but not too much, you know, I mean, not too much. He still has to be careful here.
And the Terran did move out with a little hit squad into the top left, taking out a Zerg hatchery that was building there. And now he's trying to move over to the top middle, but he's getting taken out now as Zerg is able to respond to this attack. Here's double dropships coming right across the center of the base, and they're going to drop right on top of this Zerg main and potentially take out some of these tech buildings.
It's going to do so much damage, man. Uncontested. There was no Scourge in position. Attacking simultaneously at the front. Dividing the Zerg attention. Oh no, I don't think the Zerg can recover from this.
So many fire bats in the main. Yeah, and attacking in the front. So much damage going down for Zerg. And yeah, like you said, Zerg's being forced to defend 2 positions at once, and they're spread so thin. It looks like they're getting broken through in the main and losing a lot of drones in there, and they're going to lose all their tech as well. So this is very unfortunate, and GG is called by Soma.
Well played.
Wow.
Well played.
That was a sick kill move there from Rush.
Yeah, well, really well played. So Rush does take that best of 7. I believe he did win more games than Soma, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so well played.
Yeah, well played, and really fun games to cast. So thank you all for joining us for StarCastTV. That's it from me, RoyalBlue, and Shroom with Doom. So thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully you guys will see you again in a new StarCastTV cast. Thank you all.
Yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.